Welcome to week 7, side kicks at home. So I'm feeling a little combative today, that's why I have the hat and the boots on. I'm just going to let you kind of learn some new things today and watch how I work out and warm up. I have what we call Indian clubs. Indian clubs are a traditional exercise tool, originally from the Pawnee warriors. It's kind of taken an idea from the British soldiers, and then it's been used throughout history in physical fitness. I got it originally because I needed more shoulder mobility. So show you a few exercises with these. If you don't have them, you can just mimic the movements, but the weight of these is perfectly balanced. They're 2 pounds each. You can find them in 1 pound or 2 pound. I have wooden pair, but most of the time you're going to find them, they'll be in a polypropylene, kind of like a plastic. So the first exercise is basically an arm reach above your head. And if you want to involve your whole body, bend your knees a little bit and reach. You can do 10, 15. Then we're going to go into, like in Krav Maga, we have elbow number 6. Now, this is a really good one for your shoulders. Keep them above. You make little tiny circles. Now, this one's a little trickier. It's for external rotation. I'll go really slow. This takes a little bit of practice. And so there's a few exercises, feels really good on the shoulders, get you warmed up and ready for more intense exercise. Now, one other way I like to use this is for figure 8s, especially for the forearms and wrists. So it'll be basically just this. And so that's just a brief introduction to the Indian clubs. So now to warm up the lower body, as you can see, I have a resistance tube, extra cuff on my legs. You can use resistance bands. They come pre-made, or you can get a longer one and then tie it off in a knot. Just make sure they don't cut off the circulation. You want enough resistance so we can get a nice movement out, which is called hip abduction. This will help us with our lateral movements. And then we bring it on back, and we're going to step out again. We can take more than one step for the purpose of this. I'm just doing out and in with the same leg. So I just did a set of 10 each side. Now that's just a normal side step. Now we can also take this into a side lunge with resistance. This knee, this is when you load this side, this leg straight, feel a stretch in here, bring it on back. So again, side lunges, 10 per side, helps you with your lower body warm-up. Okay, so now that you're warmed up, we're going to do tactical footwork today, or I call it diagonal footwork. With Krav Maga, martial arts, hey, let's just stop worrying about what we're calling it, and we're going to just practice combative fighting techniques. But the bottom line is, if your feet don't get you into the right position, your weapons can't do their job. So even in boxing, most people will think about it just throwing punches, but the body has to move, the feet have to get you in and out of the right position. So you are really dependent on controlling the distance. Your opponent is not there to cooperate with you. So it's your job to put yourself in the right position to attack, or sometimes you just need to get in the right position to defend and counterattack. So we think about aggressively fighting, but sometimes you just need to get off the track. You don't want to take the train head on. So we'll start out with the offensive, and you'll see that a lot of times the offensive maneuvers will also be duplicated and mirrored as the same movements you would use defensively. So the first one we have, let's say we start with our right side forward and we're in a fighting stance. There's an attack or a slash coming this way. What we're going to do is we're going to take a step here to avoid that. Then typically we'll say don't bring your feet together, but in this case we just slingshot them in and then we step this way. So as you can see, it's a diagonal forward evasion and a diagonal to close. And when you close, then you have your hands up to be able to stop, and then also then to counter attack. So again, that footwork from here, you see the back foot? You probably can't tell, but it's on the ball. The back foot's I'm ready to spring load. So I'll take that step in, drive my feet in, and explosively move in at a diagonal this way. So it's in at a diagonal, close at a diagonal. So there you saw I started with my left foot forward. I'm still going that same direction. Bringing this back foot up just for that split second and exploding in. Can't do footwork enough because when things happen, they happen real fast. You don't have time to think. Just have to instinctively get to the right position and then close. As far as being able to dictate what you're going to do next, kind of depends. Does that person have a weapon in their hand or not? And we can't deal with that doing it visually. I need an opponent. But for the purpose of this, we're just practicing the footwork. Now, if I'm going to go the same exercise and go that way, for whatever reason, something's coming across here, I'm moving out, and then I'm moving in. Go a little slower. Helps if the back foot's heel is up, so that you can explode forward. So I'm not going linear now, going diagonal, and then I'm coming in diagonal. Do a little slower so you can see the footwork. Again, I go back to that same advancing footwork for Krav Maga. Fighting is fighting, footwork is footwork. This is evasion and close, evasion and close. It could also be attack and attack. If I had a stick in my hand, I may attack and then attack. Could have a knife in my hand. Slash, slash. Same footwork, whether there's something in your hands or not. So that's diagonal footwork, both directions. Practice till it feels totally comfortable for you. So now we're going to work on evasion in sort of, I want to say, two methods: getting off the train track. But don't think about giving ground or getting out of the way. Think about improving your position so you have a better angle to attack. So something's rushing at me, it's big, strong. If I go backwards, I'm right in the range and the line of attack. That's the last thing I want to do. So I want to think about a train coming down the track. I want to get off the track. Now I got this angle, and I can strike at this angle right here. So something rushes at me. Instead of me flinching and going back, which will basically get me overrun, I see something coming at me, I get off the track. And then I can counterattack at a better angle. A little slower now. So you take this foot, I'm going to the right. So I want to drive that out. I'm going to bring this foot back to me so I'm on balance. That's very important. Whatever way you go, you move that foot first, and then the other foot follows the same distance. So I end up always in this balanced position. Now, if something's coming at me real strong, I feel like this line is taken up, I may want to redirect the force and use my pivot. So in this case, it's coming at me, and now you see the same angle here. I sometimes will call this opening the door. They want to come in, I'll open that door. So this is for force redirection. If the person comes and stops right there, I'm not doing this maneuver. It's all about redirecting force. This is for something's coming through me. Maybe they're trying to tackle me. All right? If their head's on this side, I'm not going to move that way. I'm going to move that way. If their head comes to this side, like they're going for this leg, I'm going to exchange my pivot point. So as they come, I might drive this foot forward and then make my pivot. So everything depends on where the attack is coming from. If the attack, the head's coming here, if you see me frame, here. If I see them going for this leg, I'll exchange my pivot point. Same thing. Hands are always ready, elbows are ready to frame and to redirect movements. In martial arts, like in Hapkido, we make it a little bit more circular. So once you're comfortable with how your body moves, that's the number one most important thing. Technique is an extension of you and how you move. Balance, timing, distance. It's all up to you to maintain that, because your opponent is actively trying to take his advantage points along the way.